My name is Natalie Poindexter, and I am here to talk to you today about empowering sustainable consulting with Miro. Today, I'm going to cover why this is so powerful based on collaboration, optimization, and trust when you're working with your clients. I'm the founder and CEO of Authentic Inclusion Consulting, which is a disruptive consulting firm that works with folks in grant writing, and technical assistance. Of these things we're going to cover today is concept mapping for consulting, mind mapping for ideation, and process mapping via logic models. Concept mapping for sustainable consulting truly means building out visual tools for your clients so that they better understand the process and how to navigate using these tools. Whether it's working with budgeting or program ideation, or it's just to help them navigate along the journey about finding better project objectives and understanding their expectations. But the biggest part with this concept mapping is to help them avoid scope creep. Scope creep is very easy to do, especially in the grant writing and technical writing world, when you're trying to fulfill the needs of your funders. One of the ways that I use Miro to support clients is with mind mapping, to help them pull ideas out of their head and put them onto paper, but make sure that they all align. This is just one example of how I use mind maps to ease the process and help them understand the difference between programs versus initiatives versus outcomes and who will be connected to all of these different aspects within their projects. This also helps them see which parts aren't directly aligned with their program or objectives, or initiatives and projects. In addition, when we start to finalize what the mind map looks like, we now can move into using logic models, which are wonderful for your process. One of the ways that I've used logic models recently was doing a workshop for founders so that they could understand the grant and funding proposal development process. And they were given a faux organization to work with, and they were able to build out their inputs, their outputs, and their outcomes. And one of the wonderful ways that they were able to understand with using strategic plans and evaluation was that they realized they needed to help add a new team member or team members to their organization. They couldn't do it all by themselves, which is very powerful when you're creating things like your budget or your evaluation plan when you're writing a grant or in a procurement space. This is just an example of what a fully developed logic model will look like. And I use this to help clients have a concise understanding of how their funding will be used, how it relates back to their projects, and then who their stakeholders are and their community impact. When you're running through a logic model, it can be overwhelming. But the biggest piece is to help them understand, what are your outcomes? What does success look like? And how do we make sure that we get there? And regarding the evaluation side of things, that evaluation plan quite often is what funders want to see and they want to know about. They want to know, how are you using their funding, but also how are you going to tell the story to the others that they're within their community or that are stakeholders. Some of the things around key assumptions, I think, helps individuals who are writing these grants think about things regarding risk mitigation, around structured processes for quality improvement and quality control. And then when we're talking about the front part of this, the inputs and the resources, thinking all the way down to simple things like paper clips and personnel, those range from a few dollars to tens of hundreds of thousands of dollars. And so how to make sure that they're capturing all of that before they go and submit their grants. Some key takeaways on how to incorporate these specific things into your consultancy. Clients love to have a voice that is heard. And so doing collaborative consulting improves their overall experience, but also their longevity of working with you. Another way to do this is using mind maps and logic models to help them on a step-by-step process so that they understand their journey, but they also understand their outcomes per process, per piece of the process and the deliverables that will come out of that. And finally, having a holistic overview is huge. They understand why they're doing these things, how they're going to impact them, and how it's going to make a difference for their organization or business. I want to thank you all for joining me today, and I look forward to being a part of how you do your consultancy. And thank you so much, Miro, for this awesome experience at Distributed this year.